Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be examining a rule that was asked about on a social media site. So we're going to find out if this rule really does work and if it does apply. Stay tuned. Alright, so the question was asked, has anyone ever heard of this 150 rule? So that got me thinking, what is this 150 rule? And I like to go on Dr. Google and try and figure things out for myself and do my own research. So what I found from the first website that the 150 rule came up on was turfgator.com. If you take your daytime temperature and add that to the daytime humidity, if that number is at 150 or close to the 150 mark, that's the danger zone for your turf to develop lawn disease. Well, that got me thinking, how often do we actually have these numbers? Here on the West Coast, not too often, especially here in California. So I got on my iPhone and I started looking at weather patterns from California to back east. And I did find some areas that the 150 rule does come into play. I also reached out to a couple of lawn professionals and asked them if they've heard about it. They both have heard about it, and one of them had mentioned to me that that 150 rule is a constant for their location during the months of May. So it led me to believe that maybe there's some truth behind it, maybe there isn't. I don't know. I'm just a DIY guy trying to get the best lawn that I can. But what I did do was I went back starting at the end of May and utilizing my home security cameras. I started tracing when my lawn disease developed in the one area in the front yard. So taking that information, I also went back and used our local weather stations and found out the specific temperatures for those specific days that I actually took still photos of. And I added the temperatures for the daytime high, the daytime low, but I also took, like the 150 rule stated, the daytime high and the humidity and added those together to see where I was at. Well, believe it or not, I never reached the 150 mark, but I did start seeing a kind of unusual pattern developing, and you'll see it here where I started in May, and as I get closer to July, my temperature and that 150 number actually starts rising and getting close to the 150-ish mark. I never really got higher than 130, but it did lead me to believe that there might be some truth behind it. So the other end of the spectrum for this 150 rule is it also helps you with the growth during the late fall, early spring time frames. And again, it states if you take your daytime high and add that with your daytime low, and if you're in the 150 mark, that's the ideal time that your lawn and turf will grow. Well, for me, again, I don't know too many places in the continental United States where you're going to have a 150 number that equals itself out with a high, daytime high and a daytime low, especially from the Midwest to the East Coast, because that's when you guys are in your winter time and snow on the ground. Here in California and the West Coast, where I'm at, we normally stay around 65, 70 during our winter time frame, and our lows sometimes get down to around the 30s. Come springtime, we're still around the 70-ish, 75 mark, and we start warming up a little bit, but it doesn't get anywhere near the 150. So, is there any truth behind any of this? I don't know. The only other publication that I found was from Mississippi State Extension, their college extension, that also explained the same things. And verbatim, this is what it says. So is there truth behind this 150 rule? I don't know. I challenge you guys to see if you can backdate when you started developing your lawn disease and see if you were close to that 150. Take particular notice that as you start reaching the higher numbers, is that when your lawn disease started developing? I don't know. If you have information about this 150 rule, or you know someone who may have more knowledge on it, by all means, please have them reach out to me, because I'm kind of curious to learn and see if there really is any truth behind it or not. So we'll find out together. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please hit that like, subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and share it with someone else who might be interested in figuring out if this 150 rule is really legit. Be safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.